Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here. Hopefully you're having an awesome Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas if you're watching this tomorrow. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is talking about the Doomsday Heist DLC, the Festive Surprise 2017 update, and future 2018 content, and all the questions you guys had for me. So we've got a lot to jump into today, so let's not waste any more time, and let's get it started. Okay, our first question today comes from Emiliano, who says, do you think all the Christmas liveries will come out for all vehicles eventually? I believe they will, because the game files have like all those vehicles listed as ones that can see the Christmas liveries. There was a lot of them from gun running, a lot of them from Doomsday, the Molotov, which we've already got from Smuggler's Run. It's just a matter of when Rockstar wants to introduce them into the game. But that's the thing I don't know. I don't know what Rockstar's plan or agenda is here. You know, are they going to be doing them daily on Christmas? Like, are we going to be getting all of them on Christmas Day or the days following? I'm not sure. I eventually believe they will come out because they've been put in the game for a reason. Rockstar isn't just going to not release them. That would be kind of dumb. So we'll see. Over the next couple days will be a big telltale sign of what Rockstar is going to do. Speaking of Christmas, Anthony Cole says, do you think Rockstar will give the GTA community any free money on Christmas Day, like as a Christmas gift? So I don't think they're going to be per se giving us free money, like handing us cash, but we are getting a free car, a voucher for the Albany Hermes if you log on Christmas Day. They're also going to be giving you like free body armor, free weapons, free snacks. So although it's not like a cash gift, they are giving you a lot of things that are worth a lot of money. I think the grand total is going to be like over $600,000, $700,000 worth of free stuff just by signing on Christmas Day. So definitely take advantage of that. But as far as them just like giving us a check for like $1 million, no, I don't think that's going to happen. Typical Jordan says, do you think there will be a free car on New Year's? So while I don't think there's going to be a free car on New Year's, I do think there will be a vehicle releasing the day after New Year's. So the first day of the year is obviously January 1st, 2018. That falls on a Monday. The day after that is a Tuesday, likely a time where we will probably see a new vehicle introduced. And what I think is going to happen is Rockstar is going to knock out all of the Southern San Andreas Super Auto vehicles. So we know we're getting the Hermes on Christmas, and then I think basically 1 week later, they'll give us the Canis Camacho, and they'll completely eliminate all of the Southern San Andreas Super Autos vehicles. So although I don't think we'll be getting one for free, I think we'll be getting one like the day after. It'll just cost money, but it's not that expensive if you've seen my videos on some of the unreleased cars. Up next, we have a question from Christian Franco, who says, Rockstar recently added the Criminal Enterprises pack to online. Do you think there's going to be more packs coming like that? I do, Christian. I think this is the new form of shark card that Rockstar is going to be doing, as it's way more marketable for them. Yes, I understand that shark cards, like, they've been selling really well, but when you can associate more to something than just money for money, like when you can offer, this is over $10 million worth of stuff, it's just basic marketing. It's a lot more enticing to people that are jumping into the game. So I don't know what Rockstar will do, but yeah, I can imagine we're going to see some more starter packs or pack of some sort to be added to online. I would assume pretty shortly, probably in the new year in 2018. All right, so our next three questions are all going to be about Valentine's Day. So I'm going to be answering them back to back to back. This first one comes from Brian Bay. He says, you think they got any of the Valentine's Day special in the files already, question mark, or if the next DLC will be out before then? So Brian's question is a two-part. Is there any Valentine's Day special content in the files? Not specifically. There's nothing in the files that says this is a part of the Valentine's Day 2018 DLC. However, there is a chance that there could be content that we see from the Doomsday Heist that will be utilized for a Valentine's Day update. I don't think that we're going to be getting all this drip feed content out before Valentine's Day. I know the vehicles are going by really quick. Like, we're just getting 2 vehicles in 1 week. Then we're getting, you know, the Hermes on Christmas. I don't think that trend is going to continue. I think that after the new year, Rockstar will stabilize a little bit and it'll go back to 1 vehicle per week. So no, I don't think a new DLC will be out before Valentine's Day. That brings us to the next question. Do you think that the Hustler is a Valentine's Day vehicle? And I didn't even think about it, but it makes sense. For Valentine's Day, Rockstar has always done either a sports classic vehicle or a muscle car. And I think the Hustler does sort of have that Valentine's Day vibe going on for it. Not only is it kind of similar to the Roosevelt and the Roosevelt Valor, but it also kind of fits that Valentine's Day theme that Rockstar are sort of going after. And its positioning on the Legendary Motorsports site also indicates it could be pretty good for Valentine's Day, which is the second week of February. So if we continue to get vehicles at this pace, that would kind of line up right around then. And then Christian Franco gets another question. He says, is Rockstar going to introduce Valentine's content this upcoming February? I hope they do in some way, shape, or form, whether it's just utilizing one of the Doomsday Heist vehicles like the Hustler, or whether it's new content that they have to introduce through an update. I think that would be awesome. I've stated that the Valentine's Day clothing, the two Roosevelts that they've added, have always been a ton of fun. And even the adversary modes they've done associated with Valentine's Day have been pretty cool as well. So I guess that is like the next big holiday aside from Christmas and New Year's, Valentine's Day. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see if Rockstar ultimately do something about that. Up next, we have a question from Jake who says, we have an MOC in the air and an MOC on land. Do you think we will ever get an MOC that is a submarine or is involved with the water in any way whatsoever in a future update? So that's what we've been talking about as far as the recent leaks have been concerned lately. The rumor around that is that we're going to be getting a submarine that's going to be acting, as you mentioned, our MOC, and an aircraft carrier as a massive base of operations. And honestly, I think that would be pretty cool, and it should be pretty easy for Rockstar to implement because the submarine is already in the game, the aircraft carrier is already in the game, and I feel like they have a lot of good ideas for what they could do as far as water expansion vehicles go. We saw that in the Stromberg. That was a great addition. We could see some vehicles from previous GTA games like the Sea Sparrow and so much more. So yeah, I think that would be an awesome DLC. And I think it might be the next direction that Rockstar ultimately goes in. Up next, we have a question from Liam that is, with the success of the Doomsday Heist, can we expect more heists to be added into GTA Online in 2018? So I'm going to say no, but then again, Rockstar went on record like 2 years ago and said there'd be no more heists, and then what do you know, we get the Doomsday Heist. So I don't know what to believe anymore, although I will say the Doomsday Heist was primarily made of cut single-player DLC content. The theme of the Doomsday Heist was essentially supposed to be what story mode DLC was. They just turned it into online. So in that regard, I still don't think we're going to be getting any new heist, although the Doomsday Heist was amazing. Now, that kind of brings me into another question that was asked that actually would make sense. So this comes from Wolfblood. He says, do you think the Russian guy will bring Clifford back? So spoiler alert, although the Doomsday Heist has been out for what, like 2 weeks now? I feel like you should have at least gotten to this part. The Russian guy whose name is Bogdan, who you thought was the bad guy in the beginning, turns out to be the good guy. At the end of the heist mission, disappears. You know, could he bring back Clifford and become the bad guy again, like complete the circle? That would actually be kind of cool. I don't know if Rockstar will ever do that. Like I said, I think the Doomsday Heist is like the grand finale as far as the heist missions go. I mean, like, you saved the world. How much higher can you go from that? To me, it doesn't make any much sense to do that, but that is a really good theory, Wolfblood. The Russian guy Bogdan, who like mysteriously disappears, the AI that like we thought was killed is brought back. That would be a really cool theme, but I don't know if Rockstar is going to dive that deep or do anything like that. All right, so the next two questions I'm going to be answering back to back because they both involve the same thing. This one comes from Legend Gamer. They say, what do you think Rockstar did with the I Am Not a Hipster update? And then we get a follow-up question, which is from Mike, who says, since the 13 unreleased cars have a very Hipsters Part 2 vibe, do you think that Hipsters Part 2 was scrapped, but the cars were released for this update? So that's a very good point. Both of you guys make great questions. What about Hipsters Part 2? There is a chance that it still could be in the works and that something like that does come out in 2018. In fact, I think that would be still to this day a really cool update if it included a lot of the things we've been talking about over the past couple months. However, as Mike mentioned, he's right. Basically, all 13 of the drip feed vehicles have a very hipster vibe to them, whether it's sports classics or fancy off-road vehicles or muscle cars from previous games. They all very much have that hipsters vibe, and I think Mike is right. I think Hipsters Part 2 was either going to be a thing or the leak or the intel that we knew that told us about Hipsters Part 2 just knew about the unreleased cars and assumed that would be the theme. They didn't know that they would be drip fed in to the Doomsday Heist update. So I personally think that that's what happened. A lot of the Hipsters Part 2 cars we got came in the Doomsday Heist, and I think the other ones were either in Smuggler's Run or maybe in a little bit of Gun Run. And I think they might have been kept throughout those 3 updates. So I don't think we're going to be getting the Hipsters Part 2 anymore. Unless we get future information that tells us otherwise. I think we saw a lot of that content arrive in the Doomsday Heist. All right, our next question comes from Nate. They say, do you think there will be a holiday update next year, Ross? So I don't know. next year is like the only unknown because we've never had another Rockstar game come out aside from being their main focus is Grand Theft Auto Online. So by this time next year, Red Dead Redemption 2 will be out, and it begs the question, will they do a holiday update in online, or will they focus on Red Dead Redemption 2 online? I think that's the big question right there. I think at a minimum, Rockstar will still introduce the old content that we've got from the 2015, 2014, 2016, 2017 updates. But about getting new content, I'm really not too sure. I think that that is going to be one of the biggest mysteries. Will we get new updates past Red Dead Redemption 2's release? I would say so, just given the success of Grand Theft Auto Online and the December updates in general. But who knows? Rockstar might go really hard on focusing on Red Dead Redemption 2 and might not be focusing so much in Grand Theft Auto Online. All right, and our final question today comes from Jay, who says, do you think Rockstar will ever allow players to activate snow at will, especially in their own invite-only lobbies? So Jay, that makes too much sense. That would be too logical, and knowing Rockstar, that's something they would probably not do. I think that would be awesome because a lot of people do enjoy the snow, and when you're in your own invite-only lobby, who are you hurting? You're literally hurting no one other than yourself. I think weather options like that should be allowed in invite-only lobbies. I think a lot of settings like that should be allowed in invite-only lobbies, but definitely specifically with the snow, especially given how enjoyable it is. But I think one of the reasons it's so enjoyable is because we only get it for 4 or 5 days a year. And if you had that option to get it at all times, I don't think it would make it all that special. But anyways, that's all the questions that I'm going to be answering in this week's Q&A video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. As always, if you want to get involved in the next one, all you got to do is go in the description, follow me on Twitter, and use the hashtag AskBoss whenever I'm looking for Q&A questions, and you might find yourself featured in the next one. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.